the land coming at you with some of the hottest sports talk. This is your girl Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and I'm joined today by Mr. Marshawn Powers. And Marshawn, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. Man, you won't believe where I'm at right now.
You travel a lot, so I can only
Yeah.
guess.
So
You in
I start.
Miami still?
No, I'm not in Miami. I'm in Macon, Georgia. I don't even know how I got here.
So where are you at in Macon, Georgia? Like you
I'm at.
staying with a
I'm
friend's house
no.
or?
I'm at a hotel. So I mean, not to really put it out there, but I told you in what's the name about the little trucking company that me and my couple of friends were putting together. And I'm just kind of just driving for right now, just to catch some money up until football start, and then I'm gonna kind of pass it on to somebody else, make a couple quick dollars. So I was down in Florida for the weekend. Man, it's crazy. I was about 10 minutes from the incident where Dwayne Haskins happened. I found out about it before it even hit the news.
Oh, really?
Them Haitians and Jamaicans down there know everything. So yeah, it was crazy. But no, I'm in Macon now. I'm stay down south until this weekend. I'm going to see some friends in Houston, and then I'll make my way back up to Ohio sometime next week.
You know, you be traveling, man. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. You know,
I'll be
every time I
moving,
talk to you,
man.
you in a different place.
Yeah, I'm moving, man. I'll be moving. I'll be moving.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it. Do it right now while you young.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. But I came here today to talk some good sports, man. I wish I was in studio because I got a bone to pick with my guy Chris Styles because I told him this was gonna happen. He know this was gonna happen, and he know what the end result is gonna be tonight. But we're gonna talk about that.
Okay. So at the like I usually I've been given the Senate League
Hmm.
given the schedule. So today in Senate League action in baseball, you have
Hmm.
John Marshall versus James Rhodes, John Hay versus Bard, John F. Kennedy versus Garrett Morgan, Lincoln West versus Max Hayes, and Glenville versus John Adams. So
Garrett,
those games are taking place from 5 to 7 p.m. So they're going on right now. Don't have any scores. And then in softball, you almost have the same thing. So you got John Marshall versus James Rhodes, John Hay versus Bard, JFK versus Garrett Morgan, Lincoln West versus Max Hayes, and Glenville versus Campus International. So that's what's going on
yeah.
in Cleveland Public Schools right
Shout
now.
out
Some of
Garrett
the league
Morgan.
action.
Shout out Garrett Morgan. I went there when it was a middle school. It wasn't even a high school yet. I had left the year that they changed it back to a high school. So shout out Garrett Morgan.
All right, shout out to Garrett Morgan. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. It is a amazing day because the playoffs, the NBA playoffs start tonight, and the Cleveland Cavaliers are in the playoffs. And tonight they play. Okay, first of all, do you consider this playoff?
No. I was just about to correct you. No, the play in is not the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs just yet. But I mean, it gives fans an extra game. That two games to see where the Cavs are as far as with playoff intensity. That's kind of what I take it as.
Yeah, it has the opportunity for the NBA to make some money too. Just
Hmm.
want to give a score update while we are talking about the Cavaliers. The Cleveland Guardians are leading the Cincinnati Reds 4-6 in the middle of the sixth inning. So go Guards doing their thing down in Cincy, the Battle of Ohio. So you said that this is not a playoff game, but
No.
everybody else kind of done with their seasons.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, all this is giving the Cavs a couple extra days to, play before, everybody taking their vacation starting Saturday. That's all it is.
So you don't think they're gonna win Friday night?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I put it to you like this. I said they're not gonna win tonight. I don't know how you get. We talk about why they ain't gonna win, but this is all assuming that Trey Young and the Atlanta Hawks beat Charlotte tomorrow. I seen what Trey Young did to the state of New York last year. I know what he'll do to Cleveland. If Trey Young versus Darius Gar, I mean they don't have John Collins, but Cleveland might be out Jared Allen another game. I think it'll be a good game, but I think Cleveland will be Charlotte. I don't think they would beat Atlanta.
That would be really, really bad.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that they could beat Atlanta.
It'd be a
I
close
think
game.
I think that they can beat the Nets tonight.
No, they can't beat the Nets tonight.
You allow one of them to go off, so
You
you
get
allow Kevin Durant to go off, and you D up on Kyrie, and you
so you
contain Kyrie.
so KD go off. Let's say he get like 60. Kyrie gonna get 20. That's 80 points. All you need is like another 30 to 40 from your reserves.
I don't think Durant gonna get 60 points. Now when I say go off, I don't mean that many points, but obviously, he's leading in
Yeah,
points and stuff like that. But you know that he's gonna get his points, and you got to be able to stop some people on the net. So
yeah.
if Kyrie, can flub and not have the best game or anything like that, we stand. Or he's marked tight defensively. You put Darius Garland on him, Darius
He
gonna
go
be
he
a
gonna
little
get
tired.
cooked. He gonna get cooked. Darius Garland is gonna get cooked. That's what I want the Cavs to do. If the Cavs put Darius Garland on Kyrie, it's gonna be a long night for him because he gonna have. First of all, he's the probably the highest usage rate for offensively for the Cavs.
Yeah,
Then you got to play defense on arguably the, the second greatest Cavalier of all time.
he ain't no Cavalier no more,
It
man.
don't matter. That's why I roll with Kyrie. Because
Why?
y'all
He
disres.
chose to leave.
No, he did. Well, yeah, because
Nobody
he didn't.
disrespected him, but he chose to leave.
Well, from what I
No
heard, I
good
could be
reason.
wrong, but from what I heard, apparently Kyrie was told that the team was going to be his. LeBron, apparently there wasn't supposed to be no LeBron James, and then LeBron comes and now he got to be little brother. He got to be. I don't think Kyrie was into that. Then y'all disrespect him. You get young boy his number after he win a title the next year. Oh, that's probably the most disrespectful thing ever. They ain't gonna do that to LeBron. They ain't gonna let nobody wear number 23 ever again. Why you let somebody wear number 2? So I feel like that's to me that's a little disrespectful. And I was reading an article on Bleacher Report that the Cavs and the Celtics, kind of threw some dirt on Kyrie's name to the Nets to try to persuade him not to sign him, saying that Kyrie don't like to play off ball and he like to argue and fight with coaches. Which I mean, that's not true, but I mean that's true, but I don't think the whole him playing off ball is true. I think Kyrie. We seen him play off ball last year. We seen him play off ball this year. So they trying to
Um,
slander my man name.
you talk about that you say that Kyrie had to play second fiddle to LeBron James. Would Kyrie and Tristan Thompson duo and everything else they were surrounded by brought a championship to Cleveland?
Without LeBron, probably
Exactly.
not. Probably
Exactly.
not. But I mean, probably not. But Kyrie wanted to try. Like, I think if he would have tried with the people that he wanted to bring in, it was rumored that he wanted to bring in Gordon Hayward and Jimmy Butler. I'm glad we didn't get Gordon Hayward because that man is made of plexiglass. Well, not even plexiglass. That man is made of some of the softest glass I ever heard. But
Fragile.
yeah, but I mean, it would have been nice to see Kyrie, a prime Gordon Hayward, and then Jimmy Butler going into his prime. I would like to see that.
Yeah, I would have liked to see it. Willie Epting is joining us now. Willie, what's going on, man?
Well, my service is shoddy at best. You guys are kind of breaking up. Hopefully, you guys can hear me all right. Hope everybody's doing well out there. And just kind of listening in on the rant that is Marshawn Powers about about Kyrie being the second greatest Cavalier of all time. I think Mark Price might have something to say about that. I think Brad Daugherty might even have something to say about that.
I mean,
Ron
I
Harper
see,
can say something
I
about that.
see, but none of them is Kyrie Irving. None of them could do what Kyrie Irving does. Kyrie Irving is hands down. Kyrie Irving hit the biggest shot in arguably Cleveland Cavaliers history. Obviously, you can't put him number one because number one goes to the King. But I think I would have to put him over Mark Price. I think talent for talent, I'll pick Kyrie over Mark Price. I'm sorry. I didn't see Mark Price play that much. I was a little young pup, but from what I've seen, I'm going with Uncle Drew. Uncle Drew is just different. He's just different.
Pound for pound.
pound for pound, I'm going with Uncle Drew. Injuries and all, I'm taking him. Man. Kyrie just, I don't know, especially now in his prime, he could get off the couch. Like, he impressed me how he got off the couch and got 50 on 4-minute shots. Like, that right there was just extremely impressive to me. So,
He didn't get off no couch.
Huh?
He didn't get off no couch. He was already working.
Nah, he was sitting on the couch, man. You know, he was part-time. He'd go play a game, go back, sit on the couch. Play a couple games, go sit on the couch.
Okay.
But I just don't know how you stop in 7-Eleven tonight. That's my new nickname for him. I don't know how you stop in 7-Eleven. Always open.
Well, okay.
Who you got tonight, Willie?
Well, I would like to see Cleveland do it because if y'all remember what I said a while back, that Cleveland would go further in the playoffs than Brooklyn would. So they got to win tonight.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hey, I'm going to be in Texas. You want to put a smoothie on that?
We already did.
Yeah, we did. I'm still waiting on mine from Kate. That's who.
Yeah, we already did.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just think, and then another person who I think might have a breakout game, y'all probably disagree with me on. Another person that got a little they disrespected him last year too. This is a disrespectful tour for Brooklyn this year. Who you think I'm gonna say, Rachel? Who got disrespected by the Cavs last year? That's on Brooklyn.
Who got disrespected by the Cavs?
Andre Drummond.
Oh yeah, this will be a little get back for him.
Yeah, so you got Kyrie probably still feels some type of way. Definitely Andre Drummond feels some type of way because he probably feel like they shorted him some money, and then Kevin Durant can just find a way to get mad and go off for 30 or 40. You know, he could wake up out of sleep and get 30. So
I think he's gonna piggyback off of Kyrie because Kyrie really want to beat us.
Yeah.
So as you watched the Lakers a couple weeks ago when LeBron James was in town, everybody got up for that game when it's a game that LA probably normally would have lost, but because LeBron, wants to come in and beat us, everybody, had the best game. DJ Augustin, went perfect. So I think that Kevin Durant gets a little extra motivation for Kyrie. No telling what Kyrie, has told him about the organization, but it's a little bit extra for Kyrie and Andre Drummond too. How much money did they short him?
Well, I ain't say I don't know if they shorted him, but he wanted a $100 million contract and he didn't get it. So he probably, this is just me hypothetically speaking. He probably feel like they shorted him a couple dollars. They played him out some money, so he probably, Drummond definitely build up some motivation. We got a couple comments right quick before we. My guy George, what's up, George? It's always good to see from George. George said it's a game with a playoff atmosphere. Also, that the Cavs are playing with house money, so enjoy the ride. This is a barometer to see where we are as a franchise. That's basically what I said. It'll see. And they say, speaking facts, he played off ball with Brian. That's Kenneth Moore. He played off ball with Brian. Kyrie and Katie will get their points. This is George again. But who will be that third net? I say the third net is either going to be one or two people. The better shooting Curry. I got in an argument with my friend this weekend that Seth Curry, in my opinion, is the better, more accurate shooting Curry, and or Andre Drummond. So either Curry or Drummond, in my opinion, is probably going to be that third net that goes down. That probably goes off. And then George said, Marshawn, don't forget Hot Rod. The NBA told teams not to draft him, and the Cavs told the NBA to GTH, if you know what that means. And everybody here is saying Nets will win because Kenneth say not having Jared Allen gonna hurt because of his size. So
yeah,
that's what I'm feeling, man. I think the Nets is going, and it's at home. If it would have been in Cleveland, I probably would have. You could have swayed me a little bit. You could have swayed me, but it's in Brooklyn. That shooting happened today. Prayers to all of those victims. The survivors, victims, whatever. And I think that's going to also add a little bit of motivation to the Brooklyn crowd, the city, everything. So, my opinion is swaying towards Brooklyn tonight.
Yeah, Colin Sexton was a matchup issue for the Nets last
year. Yeah.
So, not having him in this game, is also hurtful as well because he He exposed some things when it came to playing against the New York Nets. I mean, New York, Brooklyn. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to call them the New Jersey Nets for a hot second. All right, Marshawn, we got to go to break really quick. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Yo, Siri, who has the hottest app in the city? WOVU 95.9 FM. Siri, tell them why WOVU 95.9 FM got the hottest app right now. WOVU streams at 192 kilobits per second, giving the best sound in the city. WOVU has a new sound coming out our app right now. The only one in the city at 192 kilobytes per second. Listen, man, it is going down. That's what you're telling me, Siri? That's right, DJ Chris Styles. You already know what it is. Listen, check out our new sound right now. Go to your mobile store app, download WOVU 95.9 FM and check us out right now. Tell everybody, listen, we coming at you. This is the first Bell College Community Radio Station. You already know what it is. Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. You can always keep it locked on your radio dial, or you can listen to us if you download the WOVU app, so you can listen to us on the go. And also you can listen to us online at WOVU.org. You can always give us a call and join a conversation at 216-271-0959. Now, Marshawn, getting back, so you think that, how many points do you think the Indian, how many points do you think the Cavs will lose by?
Tonight?
Will this be a close game? Will this be
yeah,
close?
I ain't gonna disrespect them and say they're gonna get blown out. I think the Nets win by at least 10.
At least 10.
At least
That's
10.
a blowout.
They favored by 9.5. I'll put a little bit of
the line
I put
moved.
I put a little bit of money in it. I put a little bit of money on my boys tonight, man. So,
it was initially 6 points.
Yeah, so my guy Michael, I still got the comments up. George says, Rachel, the Nets championship as a franchise occurred not as Brooklyn, but as a start in the ABA in New York. And then Kenneth said, what's up, Rachel? Your Cavs are going on tonight. And then Michael says, Michael agrees with me. The Nets win by 10 or more. KD getting 35. Kyrie is getting 28. And he said, my guy from San Antonio, he talking about Australian Pat.
Patty Mills.
My guy, Australian Pat, 16 points, 8 assists. That's who I've been wondering if he gonna come back to life, man, because he was on fire at the beginning of the season, and then he kind of just flamed out. So if they could get a hot Pat with Goran Dragic off the bench, I think they'll easily take care of business. I don't think this game is gonna be close at all. I think Friday's game is gonna be close because the Cavs are gonna have to fight. They're gonna have to fight to stay in, and I might lose $50 if they make the playoffs then. So yeah.
We do not authorize betting here on WOVU 95.9 FM. We do not.
It was a little friendly bet. I bet them at the beginning of the season that the Cavs weren't making the playoffs. So I need them to not make the playoffs.
How do you think Evan Mobley is going to show up tonight?
I don't know. I don't know. That's who I'm curious to see. Evan Mobley. I don't know. I don't know. I would hope that he treats this. I mean, if he could take his mind back into when USC played in the tourney last year when he was playing in March Madness, take his mind into that. I don't know. Hopefully, some people like K Love, um, Karis LeVert, those guys can get his mind ready for what playoff basketball is going to be like. So I don't know. I think if I had to put a random stat line up, I don't think he'll get 20 points tonight. I would say he'd probably go for like 15, 10, probably 2, 3 blocks, 4 or 5 assists. I don't think he gets a 20-pointer tonight.
Who do you think the Nets have a game plan to guard besides Darius Garland?
Definitely Karis LeVert, one of their own. I think Karis is now that Karis is in the starting lineup. I think they starting to give him the green light as another scorer outside of Darius and Evan Mobley. So I definitely think they would have to game plan for Karis. I would also say Lauri
Evan
Markkinen.
Mobley.
Lauri Markkinen.
Yeah. Yeah, Lauri Markkinen though needs to put the ball on the floor and dribble to the basketball though too. He can't always look at the 3-point shot as an option because what happened on Sunday against the Milwaukee Bucks ain't always gonna happen. It was a hot 3-point shooting team, but we know that when you get to other teams' arenas, the rims don't necessarily work in your favor. So I definitely would like to see him put the ball on the floor a little bit more, take it, to the basket and, work more off of pick and rolls and stuff like that. I don't want him, going for all these 3-pointers, let Kevin Love and Darius do that. I think if he put the ball on the floor, I don't think Brooklyn has game plan for that.
Yeah. Yep. So I don't know. I don't know because Brooklyn ain't the best defensive team, so
No, their
it'll be
defense is
hard.
terrible.
Yeah, it's hard to figure out who to get the defensive game plan that they have because they don't really have their best defender, in my opinion, has yet to play a game this season. So, I don't know.
Who they best defender?
I think Ben Simmons. I would say
Oh,
you definitely Ben Simmons.
yeah. Why ain't he played by now?
Back injuries. Got some stuff going on with his back. I think he'll probably play in the first round, especially against Boston. If they win tonight, they'll play Boston. So I think he'll play because they gonna need him. They definitely gonna need him against Jason and Jalen. You're gonna have to put some size against them boys, or it's gonna be a long 7-game series.
Remember when the Cavs was beating these teams in the early season? Remember
Yeah.
when it was third in
Well,
the Eastern
what did I
Conference?
tell y'all? What did I tell y'all? I said
I don't remember.
I kept telling y'all. I watched a lot of the games in the beginning of the season. I kept telling y'all. I said, man, the Cavs is beating teams that are down right now. Like they played. I remember it was a game they played Toronto. Toronto didn't even have a starter. They played in the game. Like none of the starters played. They was all out hurt. They played Milwaukee. They played Milwaukee twice with no starters, except for the other game with Drew Holiday played for like 8 seconds just to get 300K. No, the Cavs played a lot. They beat the Clippers earlier, with nobody. So they played a lot of teams. They got a lot of cheap wins, is what I like to call it. And can you hate on that? No, because you're supposed to do your job. But in the beginning of the season, the Cavs got a lot of good cheap wins. And now when teams are desperate and running again in playoff mode, as I thought, we starting to see the Cavs come back down to earth as well as deal with a lot of injuries too.
Yeah. I think Evan Mobley will be fine. I think, and George says he thinks so too. Could be construed and constructed as an X factor for this game because nobody has really been able to guard him. So I'm thinking that he could be a breakout player in this game.
Yeah,
At least I'm hoping.
Yeah, he got it. He got the opportunity. I mean, outside of Drummond, they got this one. I can't think of the kid's name that plays for Brooklyn. He got dreads. God, I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He's a big man, backup big man. But if he can't stop Evan Mobley, I don't see nobody like a Blake Griffin or LaMarcus Aldridge being able to do it. So, I mean, I can see why you say he's gonna have a big game. They need him to have a big game. They don't have. The Cavs have no room for error. Nicholas Claxton. That's who it is. Appreciate you, Kenner. Nicholas Claxton. So if Nicholas Claxton, does a fairly, I ain't gonna say a great job because I don't think there's no stopping Evan Mobley. This kid is if Anthony Davis, Chris Bosh, and who am I thinking? Anthony Davis and Chris Bosh had a baby, it would be Evan Mobley. So I think it's gonna be a long night for the big mans. I wouldn't be surprised if Drummond, with his size, handles him. Because Drummond a big boy.
Is Drummond one of their starters or
he start at the 5.
Okay.
So and then he and Evan Mobley got to play the 5 until Jared Allen comes back. So I don't know. I think they once Drummond start beating that body up a little bit. I don't know.
Because you can blow Evan Mobley over.
Yeah, Evan Mobley ain't no bigger than me, man. He probably $165 soaking wet, man. He ain't that big. He just lanky, man. So I think as long as he can get past the physicality, and don't force anything, I think he'll be okay. They need him to have a good game because we ain't gonna see no more 32 points in 18 minutes from K-Love tonight. You ain't gonna get that out of K-Love tonight. My allergies start kicking my butt out randomly.
You think so? I think Kevin Love will have a good game.
We'll see. And they ain't gonna let K-Love shoot all them threes. That's how to me, a perfect game from K-Love. You ain't gonna get K-Love in the post no more, man. That man is cardboard. Yeah. K-Love in the post, he due for an injury. So if they leave him open, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, Michael said playoffs come down to half court play and foul shooting. Well, Cleveland don't get fouls called like that. So, this is a game of superstars, and Kevin Durant is going to get those calls and Kyrie are going to get those calls, but Cleveland isn't going to get those calls, especially on the road. So I'm not sure how many times they're going to go to the free throw line or what have you. But yeah, I think that'd be a good matchup, Evan against Andre. But I think Kevin Love will kind of go off too because he's a veteran. He's been through this before. He's a champion. So I think, he might go off a little bit.
I mean, we'll see. He knows what playoff basketball is like. He's been to the playoffs plenty of times. So, I mean, this is a time where, hey, man, you making $30 million, so you're gonna earn that $30 million, step up and be that leader, be that vet leader that the Cavs need. We don't need. I mean, this is really where the Cavs really need people like Kevin Love, Coach Rondo, to step up and get her done.
Coach Rondo, got an update, a scoring update. I just had it. Right now, the game is tied between the Cleveland Guardians and the Cincinnati Reds, and it is 4-4 at the top of the 7th. Cleveland was leading 4-0, and they let the Cincinnati Reds catch back up into this game. So it is going to be interesting to see how this one ends. Keep it locked right here. We'll keep updating you with the score. 2 innings left. But before we go to break, we got a couple minutes. Frank Vogel was fired as the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, and Russell Westbrook pretty much said that him and Frank Vogel didn't get along. What are your thoughts about that?
I really, man, how can I say this? I almost cursed. I'll put it to you like this: Russell Westbrook need to just let it go, man. Like, one thing about these players, and I mean, I get it because when you've done so much for the league, MVP, Mr. Triple Double, you get a little clout around you. You get to have a little say so. But you can't blame Frank Vogel for the missed layups Russell Westbrook blew. You can't blame Frank Vogel for the missed wide open threes that he blew, the turnovers that he did. That's not Frank Vogel. That's Russell Westbrook. So I think Russell Westbrook, I'll say this, a lot of people probably blame Russell Westbrook more than what he deserved on the failures of the Lakers. I knew this was coming the minute LeBron signed with the Lakers. I told everybody LeBron is a gift and a curse. You're going to get that ring, but it's going to come at a cost. And, Russell Westbrook he thought he was LeBron and feel like, oh, if I can get the coach fired, I can blame the coach. I think Frank Vogel was the scapegoat. We'll see now. I mean, We'll see. This
Yeah,
comes from LeBron.
we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Frank Vogel is absolutely a scapegoat, and dominoes got to fall just like it, did here in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
People lose their jobs when they're not successful. But I think this was on the players and not the coaching, because you assembled one of the supposed, and I say that in air quotations, best squads of all time that was
Yeah.
supposed to contend for titles, and they didn't, and it's been a miserable two seasons. I mean, did they make the playoffs LeBron's first year?
Say again?
They made the playoffs LeBron's first year, didn't they?
Nope.
They didn't. So they
Nope.
they didn't make the playoffs, and then they won in his second year. And then last year they made the playing game, and then this year they got
This is LeBron, man. This is the only team that it didn't work in is Miami, where LeBron tried to force his power. Obviously it worked in Cleveland because they traded a first round pick for Kyle Korver. You paid Tristan Thompson a fully guaranteed contract, things of that nature. Made personnel decisions based off of who LeBron thought was necessary and not who the coach thought was necessary. So that's just LeBron, man. I learned. Hey, once he traded away all my young boys off the Lakers, I kind of was just like, well, that is what it is.
yeah, because you need to take time to develop. But anytime you got LeBron, you're always in a win now mode.
Yeah, and now once LeBron leave the Lakers, man, we're going back into the abyss. We're going back to them fun years when we had Swaggy P missing threes, and we're going back to those years.
Because is this Doc Rivers' last season with the
Yeah,
76ers?
I think so. I think if they don't make at least the Eastern Conference Finals, I think they're gonna get rid of Doc. They're gonna try to bring in somebody that can run a better system and all like that. So I hope Doc don't go to the Lakers. I don't do it to yourself, Doc. If you're listening, do not go to the Lakers because if you ain't clutch, it ain't no love over there, man. They shouldn't be called the Los Angeles Lakers no more. They should be called the Clutch Lakers.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, cause ruin some
Ron and
things,
Rich
man.
builds teams.
Yeah, that's true. That
And
is true.
they not necessarily the basketball people, but you're right. They go for what they think,
Mm-hmm.
who will help them win. But it's all a mess, and I don't. I'm torn because I'm like, one man shouldn't be given all that power, like Jay-Z saying, but it brings us titles.
That's true. That's true.
Michael said Mark Jackson needs a chance. I
Yeah, I
agree with
heard.
that.
I agree. I think that's the perfect fit because I tell you this: one, Mark Jackson ain't going for that clutch stuff. Part of the reason why he got fired from Golden State because he stood on it. He stood for what he believed in. I think Mark Jackson would definitely, be a coach that would probably tell Russell Westbrook to shut up, play better. Two would stand up to LeBron wouldn't be scared to tell LeBron. Like that's one thing I liked about Ty Lue. Ty Lue told LeBron shut up. And three probably would tell AD street clothes. Always, what did they call him yesterday? God, I can't think of the name they called AD yesterday. Charles Barkley called him. It's always. I can't think of the name. I'll probably think of it later, but I think Mark Jackson would be cool. Only thing it is the religion. As Michael said, the religion. He tried to force his players to go to church and all like that. Which, I mean, to me, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I grew up in church, but I can understand why you put like players don't want that stuff to be forced on them. The organization don't want that stuff to be forced on them. Stuff like that. So I understand the whole thing.
Yeah, I definitely do not agree that that should be forced on people. People should be able to make their choices their own free will. So you have to have a separation of church and NBA.
Yeah, for sure. So
Like church and state. So we gotta take a break really quickly. You're listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
Sharing your voice is easy to do. Go to lev216.org and sign up for the Lift Every Voice email and text updates. It's completely anonymous and totally free, and your voice will impact where, why, and how St. Luke's Foundation spreads that monetary love. Head over to lev216.org and sign up now to help lift every voice in our community. This message is brought to you by St. Luke's Foundation and WOVU 95.9 FM, Our Voices United, a Burtonville Carr community radio station.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle on WOVU and 95.9 FM. This is your girl, Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports, and want to give some shout outs to some ladies from Cleveland. So congratulations to Kirsten Bell being drafted to the Las Vegas Aces, picked up at number 11 from Florida Gulf Coast. So she has a Cleveland tie, and she went to the Ohio State University. She did leave early and transfer to Florida Gulf Coast. But, unfortunately, Ohio State cannot keep them all. But, she's still a Buckeye, so got those Ohio ties. And then Nas Hillman from the University of Michigan got drafted at number 15 to the Atlanta Dream. So Nas's mother was a state champion a few times over with Trinity School. And her mom was really tall and a good hooper. So Nas got drafted as well. So congratulations to those two ladies with Cleveland ties getting drafted last night.
I thought Nas would have got drafted a little higher. I thought she would have been kind of a top 5 pick because she was she didn't have. I didn't really watch her a lot this year because I was focused on my Lady Terps, but she didn't really she didn't really have like the year before last. She was a dominant best player in all the Big Ten on the women's side. But this year, it just kind of changed, man. I don't know what happened. And she kind of slipped, but no, I'm congratulations to both, man. I watched that whole WNBA draft last night, man. I was excited for those girls, especially my girl that got picked. I finally picked my WNBA team. I think I'm a Washington Mystics fan. So my girl got drafted. Used to go to UND. She went to transfer to Ole Miss and got drafted to the Washington Mystics. So congratulations on all them ladies. Next year, I ain't gonna lie. Next year's draft is gonna be crazy. Goodness.
Yeah.
Goodness, they got so much talent coming out next year, man.
I'm excited, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit more. WOVU, we're gonna dedicate some time to women's sports as well. So I think it's the only way to go. Now, Iceman 110786 asked us about the Chelsea and Real Madrid match.
I don't watch soccer, bro. I don't watch soccer, man.
I watch the World Cup.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about you. That's all you really get out of me when it comes to football. I'll probably watch the World Cup. I may watch, if it's somebody I know, like somebody popular and they on, I'll probably watch like 10 minutes of it, but I'm not a soccer guy, man. Not yet. I got some friends that's into it. I just don't understand it.
Really?
I don't understand. I mean, I ain't even gonna lie. I don't understand it. It's two sports I don't understand: hockey and soccer. I understand everything else. I understand. It took me 10 minutes to understand golf, but I just don't understand hockey and soccer.
Yeah, I play field hockey, so which is similar to ice hockey, except for you play on grass. So a lot of things transfer over and stuff like that. And then I watch soccer. I watch the U.S. team. I watch the women's soccer team. It all depends on when the match is, whether or not I watch it. But normally, it seems as though the games are played while we're asleep. So, that's another reason why I don't watch it. But I usually watch it when I have a vested interest. So I'm happy that the men's team made the World Cup because they did not make the World Cup 4 years ago. And that was actually very embarrassing because the women's team is a dominant force in this world and the men's team is not. So I'm glad that they made the World Cup. They even made it after losing a game, I think, to Costa Rica. So which is weird.
Michael said, Michael said, "I'm with you, fam. They don't play that in the hood." Hey, the closest thing to kicking a ball growing up in the hood we played was kickball. That's about it.
Yeah, I love you some
Man,
kickball.
we ain't played soccer, man. But no, I tell you this, I buy soccer. They call them kits, jerseys. I buy one. I used to have a Ronaldo one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I definitely Real. No, George, I know who Real Madrid is. Like I know the teams because I mean I got the little thing on Bleacher Report. It's just I don't follow it, man. I do not. It seems like a lot to follow. Like, first of all, these dudes making way too much money. I don't understand the whole transfer fees and all of that. That seems like a lot, man. So I'm gonna just stay in my lane with NBA, WNBA, NFL, and sprinkle on a little bit of MLB, just a little, just a little.
Well, we're gonna sprinkle a little bit on these Guardians right now. So it's still tied 4-4 in the bottom of the seventh. So not much has changed since the last time we did the score update. What is your overall opinion of them so far? What do you think about the Guardians?
I have not watched the game, but there's this rookie that I heard about. The kid that he didn't go like 5 for 5.
Mark,
Yeah. So no, I'm excited to watch him. I ain't gonna lie. I was amped when I found out they gave my boy Jose that 120 million. I'm like, these
he
people
should
ain't
be he should be
these,
making more
yeah,
though.
he should have
He
made at
need that
least 200.
hometown discount.
Yeah, he should have made at least 200, but I'm kind of like, man, we kept Jose. I'm excited to see where we go. I don't think we're gonna be bad. First, I was like, man, I ain't watching these cats. These cats gonna be they ain't interested in winning until I seen them come out and hit seven was it 17-3 against Kansas
Mhm.
City. I was like, all right, I guess they know something. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Right now it's early in the season. How many games? You're not playing 162 this year, right?
Yeah, we are.
You are? Okay.
Yeah, would be the fifth game in,
Okay.
and possibly if they can pull this one out, it'd be three in a row after opening up the season, 0-2.
Okay. I don't know. I'm curious to see what they do. I did what's his face? Did Bieber pitch yet this season?
Bieber pitched today, and he
He pitched
pitched
today?
the opener. Yeah, Bieber pitched today, and he pitched the opener
I thought
against Kansas
Savale
City.
pitched today.
Savali pitched yesterday.
Oh, see, this is what happened when you be on the road, man. You can't keep up with all this stuff. But no,
It's okay.
I say this. I definitely know about the rookie. I'm gonna see what my guy Amer Rosario does this year. I hope he has a breakout game. And my two big players on the team is always gonna be Fran Mill and Jose. So as long as we got those two, I think we'll be okay. I think we should be. I'm gonna say we should be in the 80 to 85 win range minimally.
Yeah, the Indians played yesterday and they won 10-7 against the Kansas City Royals. And Aaron Savali did have the start. He struggled a little bit. He had a few walks and he left after 3 in the third inning. So he definitely didn't have it yesterday if he didn't last at least 5 innings.
Goodness
Yeah,
gracious.
but they ended up winning the game. But with the addition of Park, right now who is hitting out of his mind, they say he one of the best two strike hitters in the game, and he got a single and drove in some runs, so he got an RBI after going at the bat just when they announced that he one of the best two-hit strike hitters. There was another strike that was delivered. I think he fouled off a pitch, and then right at pretty much that next at bat, he went ahead and hit the single to score some of the runs to open up the game. So, Owen Miller is an addition that
Yeah.
they definitely want to see what they can get out of him too. Because there's been a lot of talk and a lot of hype about him. So he's played first base, and that hasn't really given Bobby Bradley an opportunity to
I
shine.
think they need to let him go. I think
You
they need
think
to
so?
let Bobby go. Yeah, specifically because we've given Bobby 3 chances now. He brought him up the year before last. Then he that's when he hit the home. He was hitting home runs, and then he started the flat line. We brought him up last year because we traded the one kid to not San Antonio, Sacramento. Not Seattle. Sorry. And if he hasn't solidified that position, I think it's either A, we need to go get somebody else, get a full-time person there, or B, give somebody another chance and just kind of let Bobby go somewhere else, because I feel like after 3 chances and you haven't solidified that position and there's still questions, then I think it's time to move on.
I still like to give him another shot.
Another
He
4
a
years.
brother, man. He a brother.
I know, and I don't never want to give up on the brothers, man. But I need some consistency, especially first base. That's one of the premier positions that we need. I told my homeboy played for Maryland. I don't know if you ever seen me posting about him. His name Maxwell Costas. I told him, I said, hey, bro, you get drafted by the Guardians, man. I said, we winning this World Series. Because that man can play, man. He just a little small. I think he's like 6 foot, 6'1".
Oh, that's tall by baseball standards.
But if we get him, that's a real brother. He from Baltimore. I'm giving him a little free shout out, man. But yeah, my guy Maxwell Costas, man. He leading. I think he leading the Big Ten in home runs, about to break the Maryland school record. So if we get him, I think that'd be a good person to put at first base.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens with him. What year is he?
He's a senior.
Oh, okay.
So he draft eligible this year. So that wouldn't be bad.
Okay, looking forward to his journey and hearing more about him.
So, yeah, but I think back to the Guardians. I almost slipped up and caught another thing. Hey, so let me ask you this. If people got Chief Wahoo tats on them, is that bad? Because I got one.
You got Chief Wahoo tattoo on you?
Yeah, right here. I can't see it. There, right there.
Well, what's done is done.
So yeah, this lady said something to me in Florida. She was like, "So what are you gonna do? Just cover it up with the Guardians?" I said, "No." I said, "I grew up on them." I said, "That's all I know." I said, "This new team, it take me a minute to get used to them. I don't know them yet."
Michael, slide into my DM. I'm
really
Hill on Facebook.
Oh yeah, we need to have Michael come on, man. We gotta have Michael come on. I love to hear talk about Dr. J, man. Julius, yeah, we gotta have him come on talk about that.
Yeah, go ahead and send me a direct message, please.
Yeah, because go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say when I tap on his name, it don't allow me to do anything. But please send me a DM or Marshawn a DM.
Yeah, send one of us. Yeah, one of us, Rachel or me, Marshawn Powers. You can find me on Facebook, and we set something up, man. We could talk about. Maybe I can get your opinion on why the Cavs if you believe the Cavs disrespected Kyrie or not. Ain't no way.
They did not disrespect Kyrie.
Yes, ain't no way.
It's LeBron James.
Ain't no way I'm letting young boy wear number 2 again, man. That's disrespectful.
Would you take LeBron James? Well, okay, the number thing. I do feel like eventually Kyrie's number will be retired, but not right now.
How you gonna retire it after you let young boy wear it though? That don't even sit right with me.
Other people have worn numbers. It's too early to retire. LeBron ain't had his number retired.
But you think the Cavs let somebody? Well, no, they didn't let him wear 23. What was the one kid named Anthony? The worst pick that the Cavs ever picked.
Oh, Anthony Bennett.
Wasn't he 23?
I don't know.
Oh, let me look that up.
He was so sorry. I don't remember what number he was.
I ain't gonna never forget a Cavs for that pick.
I don't think the basketball world ever.
No, he was 15. He was 15. See, so if you ain't gonna let nobody wear 23, why you gonna let somebody wear 2? That's crazy to me.
And then think about opening day. Everyone will wear Dodger blue, and they will wear number 45 for Jackie Robinson. Yeah. So no matter what the team colors are, every team in the Major League Baseball that plays that day is going to wear Dodger blue. Yeah. So opening day is going to look very different with the Cavs wearing some different. I said the Cavs with the Cleveland Guardians wearing different outfits. So they're going to wear Dodger blue to represent Jackie Robinson, and what a special day that is. Yeah. We're going to take a quick break right quick. Our last break. You are listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We'll be right back.
know you have something to say. We know there are things on your mind you've been itching to get out. Call the WOVU Talkback line, 216-200-7848, and tell us what it's all about. Tell us what's bothering you. Tell us what makes you happy. Tell us what you want to hear on WOVU. Call or text the WOVU Talkback line, 216-200-7848. This is WOVU, our voices united. We can't do what we do without you.
Welcome back to Her in the Huddle with Rachel Hill, the First Lady of Sports.
All right, welcome back to Her in the Huddle, WOVU 95.9 FM. Remember, you can always keep us locked right here on that radio dial. You can also download the WOVU app so you can take us with you on the go. You can always give us a call and join the conversation at 216-271-0959. And you can also listen to us online at WOVU.org. And I'm here with Marshawn Powers today. Willie joined us briefly, but was having some connectivity issues. But me and Marshawn are here. It is the middle of the 8th, and the Guardians and the Cincinnati Reds are still tied. I hope they do not go into overtime, because I'm like, I need this game to be over by the time I get home for the Cavs game.
I just put it on. I just put it on in my background while we finishing the show just to watch it.
Yeah. The Cavs game starts at about, well, it probably will start at like 7:10, because they don't never start directly at 7.
No, I got it. I just turned it on TNT. There's commercials now, so I don't think it's gonna start right at 7. You know, you got to do a little preview. Let the boys in the studio talk. They talk, and then probably throw it down to them. So I say like 7:10, 7:15. Michael, I just added you on Facebook. So I mean, if you send it to me, I could just send it back to. I could forward it to Rachel. I just added you as a friend on Facebook, so you can send it to me.
So, what are your thoughts about everybody wearing Dodger blue?
I think that's cool. You know, I think that's cool. I definitely think that's cool. You know, that I personally would wear like the Dodgers like uniform, like style of uniform, but just have the different like the Guardians or the Reds or la da da da. I think that's pretty fire. I think I'm interested to see what it's like. I actually would buy a jersey. You know, I haven't bought any new Guardians gear yet, so they would probably push me to probably get one. So I'm excited to see what they do.
I haven't either. Normally everything I get is for free, so.
Yeah, you don't be passing me none? Oh my goodness.
It probably can fit you too. I don't have any Guardians gear though, so I don't have any just yet. But usually I get, whatever for free. And then when the stuff I do get it, I get it from like TJ Maxx and stuff like that. So I don't be paying full price at the team shop or anything like that. That's for rich people.
Yeah, man. Shoot. I did you see? I know this is a different type, but did you see how much that stuff was costing during All-Star weekend? One of them All-Star jackets was like almost $200, like $300. They be raping folks, man.
Yeah, it was very expensive, but it was a good time. I had a good time. I was just out, a little bit partying and stuff like that. They said Cleveland had over 400 parties, so I kind of I didn't do anything Saturday night. I was in the bed because I was just exhausted. But it's sad that Cleveland won't have these events for another 40 years or what have you. I mean, not 40, but at least another 20 years plus, because they've had every major sports event. You've had the draft, you've had MLB All-Star Game, and you've had the NBA All-Star Game. Mm-hmm. So it'll be a while before any of these events come back. So what else? What are your thoughts about the Cleveland Guardians, specifically about some of the pitching staff? What are your thoughts about Tristan McKenzie?
That's what I'm curious about. I want to see if Tristan takes another step. Like last year, took him in, took him out, took him in, took him out. I'm just curious to see now that he's full time in the rotation. I'm curious to see what he'd do, because I'm not worried about. Only thing I'm worried about is health. That's what killed us last year. We had one of the best rotations in all baseball last year, and the bullpen. It's just health. So if we can stay healthy, You know, I think that's what's really gonna keep us alive. Because if not,
Yeah, our pitching staff was really hit hard by injuries, especially losing Shane Bieber. I mean, Zach Plesac got hurt. Tristan,
Savale got hurt right before All-Star break and never came.
Yeah.
He ain't come back to like close to the end of the season. And that really killed us last year. So, I mean, if we can fight the injury bug, I personally think, don't go so hard the first half of the season. Go hard after All-Star. I think we'll be fine. I ain't too much worried about the pitching. I'm more worried about everything else. Jeez.
Where do you think they'll finish at?
Second or third in the division.
A lot of people got them picked worse.
Like really? Fourth.
Yeah, because they didn't make no off-season moves.
I guess they just trust themselves.
No, ain't no trust in themselves. They just didn't want to spend no money.
Yeah, cheap.
Every team did everything possible to make themselves better, and the Cleveland Guardians did not.
Well, they spent some money. They spent $124 million. They spent a little bit of money.
Ooh, they can gain some ground in the standings, and I know it's super early, but they can gain some ground in the standings if they go 3-2.
Yeah.
Chicago is 2-1. I guess they might be off today or not played yet, but yeah, if they go 3-2, they might lead the division. Albeit ever so briefly though. But it's a long season and things are going to play themselves out. And Marshawn is predicting that the Cleveland Cavaliers will not win tonight against the new Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Nets.
No, man.
I'm predicting a Cavs victory. I'm predicting the Cavs.
Well, I'm gonna be texting you and Willie in the group chat. Y'all gonna hear from me, man. 7-Eleven always open. Everybody know that's the best place you get your snacks from. 7-Eleven, because they always open. Katie and Kyrie is about to get busy tonight because I need them to beat Boston because my homeboy Boston Celtics fan, get them out the way. He think Boston going to the finals this year. I said, oh my goodness.
We gonna see, but all right, that's our time. You've been listening to Her in the Huddle on WOVU 95.9 FM. We out of here.
WOVU 95.9 FM. The city.
All right, man. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate you.
No problem.
We'll see what happens.
I'm gonna text you.
I don't believe you.
All right, Rachel.
I'm going for the Cavs.
I'm going. Bye.
All right, I'll holler at you.
All right.
Bye.
Cleveland Foundation and also City Club Vice President. It's my pleasure to welcome you to today's forum in partnership with Cuyahoga County Public Library and part of our Authors in Conversation series. Thanks to the support from our friends at Cuyahoga Arts and Culture and the John P. Murphy Foundation. The debate over free speech on college and university campuses has become a dominant issue facing higher education. The establishment of free speech